Assalamu alaikum. Let's cook. Lindsay Clancy. People, this is some interesting stuff. Not shocking though. White privilege nonsense as usual. White Americans are the biggest hypocrites on the planet. Now this story goes back to January 24th, 2023, but it's big in the news now. We got this white American woman named Lindsay Clancy. She's married to a white American man named Patrick Clancy. They have 3 children, Cora, Dawson, and Callan. They're like 5, 3, and 8 months or something like that. Small children, all small. The last one is only 8 months. So Lindsay, I don't know, I guess she's going through some issues in her life. She's stressed out, whatever. She waits for her husband, Patrick, to go out and get food. While he's out picking up food, Lindsay Clancy goes and gets her exercise bands and strangles all 3 of her children to death. They're 5, 3, and 8 months. 5, 3, and 8 months. Strangles all 3 of her children to death with exercise bands. Then she jumps from a 2nd-story window of her home. These people live in Massachusetts. In an attempted so-called S-word attempt. That's what they say. After the jump, she's paralyzed from the chest down. And since that fall, she's been held at a place called Tewksbury State Hospital. I guess it's for the mentally ill or whatever. I don't know. Now, this nutcase right here, she did this to all her children. Took all 3 of them out. At least she didn't try to blame a black man, right? She didn't do that. And actually, Lindsay Clancy didn't contest what she did. She did it. She said she did it. And this thing is going through trial right now. And this trial is not about whether she did it or not. They know she did it. The case centers around whether she plotted to do this or she was suffering from postpartum psychosis at the time. Like, oh, she wasn't herself when she did this, so she shouldn't be held accountable. So they want to say that she shouldn't be, her defense is saying insanity. She shouldn't be held accountable for this because she's going through postpartum psychosis and it wasn't her. Now, Lindsay Clancy's defense, they're calling her mother up to the stand. Her mother's talking, saying how Lindsay's a devoted parent and she spiraled into darkness and paranoia months before she did this to her children. And she said at one point her daughter told her that this wasn't her mind. They have her ex-husband there. By the way, he's her ex-husband now. He's on with a new life and a new wife. Okay, this dude, Patrick. He's describing how her stress and anxiety and mental health problems got worse after their 3rd child's birth. So they're really trying to prove a point right here and make sure that this woman doesn't get the time that she's supposed to get so she can get off, really. The prosecutors are reading diary entries, right? Where Lindsay Clancy described feeling so desperate for a break from caregiving that she thought her mind was trying to make something physically wrong with her, So the prosecutor was like, no, you said that you wrote this stuff down. You're trying to make something wrong with you. Okay? They even contacted her psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist admitted that he never met her in person and never noted any signs of the S-word ideations or psychosis, the S-word. And so basically they going back and forth. She's got her people trying to say, oh no, she was out of her mind. And she's got the prosecutor saying, no, this woman, there's nothing wrong with her. She knew what she was doing, But what's wild is, how is this even a case? How is this even a case? This is a white woman who's a typical white American family annihilator. She killed 3 humans. I don't care what she's got to say. This is white American stuff. She fails to take accountability and responsibility, just like white Americans do, for their actions, always trying to come up with a new reason, a new law, or a new mental illness. No, you killed 3 people. This could never be a black woman claiming postpartum depression. Any black woman who has ever did something like this is getting life in prison, no break. They don't care about black people's health or PTSD or nothing like that. This is a woman who had a husband at home and all that, man. So now they're going to decide if she's accountable for what she did and if she's mentally ill based off of what? That's subjective, man. It don't matter. She's a murderer. Send her to prison for life. I know she jumped. She's paralyzed down. She can go to prison just like Augustus and Oz. Just like how, remember the show Oz? Augustus was in there. Listen, she's got to go down. You know, they would never give a black woman a break or even a trial. Like, it wouldn't even go down like this. This wouldn't even be a thought. This is white nonsense as usual, moving the goalpost back. She is a murderer. She's a killer. And that's why we say white people don't care about children. Why is this woman even getting the benefit of a doubt? So what if she's mental? You know how many killers in the state pen can claim to be mental, men and women? You know, and here's the deal, people, check. This woman killed 3 children. She killed 3 children, and the white community has raised over $1 million for her family. They're all being big fat victims, you know? Her parents, Mike and Paula Musgrove, they have a GoFundMe or whatever. Now it's at $1 million. The goal is $2 million to cover travel, lodging, and living costs that the Musgroves have absorbed while relocating from Connecticut to stay close to Lindsay throughout the case. The husband, they had one back in 2023 for the husband, Patrick, and the children who all passed away. That hit $1 million also in 2 weeks, $1 million. Donations ranging from $15 to $7,500. Okay, they said that this is intended to help Patrick with medical bills, funeral costs, and all that. So the medical bills will be for his wife, because she's the only one who's in the hospital, who killed 3 children. This is sick, man. I don't care, people. I don't care what they say about her being mental and all that. This is a killer. I don't care. I can't care. I'm a black man. I can't care. You know how many black women suffer from this postpartum mental illness or depression and stuff worse than this, worse conditions than her by themselves, and they tough it out if they strong, they keep on going. Sometimes they turn to drugs or whatever if they got to, if they feel as though that's what they got to do to avoid doing something to their kids. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that's right, but you know how many black women suffer from that where we come from, man? Come on, man. And they just go on about their life, might have 2 jobs, might catch 2 buses getting transfers, might have a car. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't do this to their children. Maybe some of them were weaker and they had to go drink or start getting high or whatever. But this one right here, she can kill 3 human beings and they fundraising millions of dollars for her family. You know what I'm saying? She had family support, parents, a husband, all that. And they go looking at people, actually the white community, they'll make lies up about black people when they trying to get money up for a certain situation. Start creating stories and lies about the Carmelo Anthony family. I think they even did the same thing with, who else did they do it with, people? They always do it. If a black person is trying to get something up for legal fee, somebody who didn't kill their children, this would never happen. Black people won't even donate to you for this, and we shouldn't. The only people that should be giving up money for this is people that are close to them, like, okay, well, if their own family ain't cut them off. See, black people don't do this. We stand on more morals and principles when it comes to this. Hopefully we don't get there. It seems like as time goes on, the more and more black people try to act white. You know, we may be getting to this point, but I hope not, because we're doing a lot of stuff now that we would have never did or said or believed 20 years ago. So, I hope it just don't keep getting worse. But this is a white thing right here. They don't care about children. Failure to take accountability and responsibility for what they do. This is sick, man. You know what I mean? But you know, you're going to pay for this. This woman and anybody that supports what she did, you're going to pay for this stuff, man. You're going to pay for this, yo. You do this to children and you don't want to accept responsibility and account. You want to claim mental health. You're going to pay for this. This is some white American psycho family annihilator nonsense. All that mental stuff, get that garbage out of here.
I want y'all to check check this out real quick, okay? Check out the questions and then look at the responses. Pretty normal responses, right? Just keep watching. Still pretty normal responses, you know. We're not being racist or anything. Just keep wait. Just wait. Check out this last one. Wow. Uh-oh, don't be left alone with a white person. Don't be alone with me. I might get you. What is the meaning of that, though? I don't get it. I find it comical. I think it's fucking stupid, if you ask me. But, I don't know. Share your thoughts. I'd love.
Well, look, we got a woman here who kills her children, and all kinds of people donate a few million to her cause. $1 million for the parents, $1 million for the husband, and they're looking for another $1 million. Okay, so that's why those results are in that right there, because people know that this is a sickness and it's dangerous, man. This is some psycho white American family annihilator nonsense. The men are doing it and the women are doing it every day. Every day. People, get in the comments. Let me know what you think and know about this. Link in the description to the masterpiece. The N-word is no secret in the service. Also, link to the email list. Go ahead and get on that. Easy.